Thank you so much, Maestra. First of all, let me tell you that I am having a hard time not behaving like a fan.
That's okay.
Really,
That's
it is
so
such an
sweet.
honor to have you here in Sobre Escenarios. Thank you so much for this time.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
Uh, First of all, you were again being so nice talking about working with Rolando Villazón, and I would like you to tell us about what made so special working with him, like in terms of what a performer needs from a stage director.
A performer from a stage director needs support. Always support, especially if the performer is a vocalist. Yes, I would say support because people who sing, it's such a hard and intimate thing to do in front of people. We always want to sing at our very, very best. And if we don't have a director next to us who understands that and supports us with everything that they tell us to do on stage while we're singing at the same time, it can make things very hard. So Rolando, since he is a singer and he understands everything, he he has always been very supportive and very generous with his energy and with his understanding of the singers. And that for me is something I really cherish about him. And I cherish it so much that I hope I get to work with him again in the future because it was really such a joy.
And it is amazing that we will get the chance to see your working together at La Sonambula here in Mexico. Can you tell us, share with us, what is the first time you felt moved with an opera as an audience, as part of the audience, I mean, and as a performer?
Well, technically, I was not part of the audience because it was a VHS tape that my mom got from the library, and it was La Boheme from was the Zeffirelli La Boheme from the Met Opera. I was 10 years old and I watched this and I was totally transfixed. And it was really that made me want to be an opera singer. And I started studying opera from that day on, right? Then the other part, performing on stage, I would have to say one of the most significant moments I've had was the rigoletto that I was able to do at La Scala with Leo Nucci singing rigoletto. And that was my debut at La Scala in 2016. That night for me was probably one of the most magical opera performances I've ever had. And I really think it's because I had Leo Nucci as my rigoletto. He is somebody that is just so giving as an artist and as a vocalist on stage, and he's a very good actor. I've also heard that Leo Nucci now is directing a little bit, similarly to Rolando. And it's a good thing because he really understands theater and what it is to be a singing actor. And he was also so generous with me. And at the time, I think I was 20, 27, 26. So I was very young and I was hoping for the best for my debut at La Scala, which, you just never know. This is an audience which is known to boo if they don't like a singer, right? And I was kind of scared about this. But he was always there. He was always there by my side and he gave me all of his energy, his experience, his wisdom. And I am forever, forever grateful to him.
Thank you for sharing that, Maestra. Now, what makes you feel more enthusiastic when you take on a role? The music that is involved there, or the story itself, the character you're going to play? What makes you feel more enthusiastic?
Maybe it is the story, but it's the music too. It's like how the music is influencing the story, how the music is enhancing the story. That is something for me that I'm totally obsessed with. because I feel like when the music is underneath me, I even have a better grasp at how I want to act the story through exactly how the music is being played. These composers were so brilliant at creating a sound, putting a sound to an emotion. It's like a movie. When we watch movies, we always hear music playing in the background to enhance what's happening in the story, right? We just have this reaction to it as human beings. And it's for me the same. But of course, I will say, yes, I love playing stories on stage because I am maybe more than a singer, I am an actor. I love to act on stage and I love to bring things to life. It's something I've always really enjoyed, even from the time I was a very young girl. I've always been that theater child, and I think I will always be that. So I hope that answers your question.
Sure. Now that you mentioned that we always watch movies and hear the music in the background, I love soundtracks, So can you share the name of a movie that which soundtrack you love?
Oh, there are so many. There's Gone with the Wind, there's Titanic, there's Jurassic Park, E.T., a lot of the John Williams movies. There's also The Sound of Music, a lot of those musicals that MGM took from a long time ago and set them for movies. If I could think of one today, it's hard today, right? Because, anyways, I don't think there are so many amazing movies out there nowadays, and everything is bought by Netflix and Hulu and Paramount and but yeah, probably all of the John Williams movies and some of the movies of the past. Yeah. But I do think I remember when I was a kid, Titanic was very significant for me. That was just a soundtrack that, and I think many people could say that, right? Because it was so internationally recognized. And that one song, My Heart Will Go On, I mean, we all know this song. So yeah, music, I mean, when it's music like that that really captivates people, I think it just lasts a lifetime.
Thank you so much. I didn't have that question prepared, but now I was curious. Um, the one question that I always love to ask singers is that who do you feel envy about that they are able to sing a character that you won't ever be able to sing because you're not a bass or a baritone or a mezzo, and you're like, oh gosh, lucky them.
Tenor, tenor. I wish I could sing all the tenor repertoire because it's so beautiful. I mean, they really have some of the most incredible music, and it's really not fair. And I know that's a big thing to say as a soprano because also sopranos have great music too, but really tenors just have some things that are iconic. They're just iconic. And so beautiful. And also the poetry inside of some of the tenor repertoire is just so beautiful. Because it's a one thing about a woman expressing love. It's another thing when a man expresses love. So yes, I would say the tenor repertoire would be my preferred.
Okay. And lastly, you are coming here to Mexico and you are so generous that you are going to give a master class for some students. So what do you think now that it is important to share with young singers that maybe you would have liked to know before and that you're like, no, they should know about this or I should share this with them? What is important for you to share with them?
I think it's not just about acting with the body, right? Being expressive with the face, with the body, but it's also being expressive with the voice. I just did recently a master class in Canada not that long ago, and I noticed that I think singers are so young singers are very focused on singing beautifully, and singing healthfully. But then there's that other aspect, which brings it to a completely other dimension, is singing with expressivity and singing based off of what the words mean, what opera means, right? That's so important. And I think that's kind of an art. I don't want to say it's lost. I don't think it's a lost art, but I think it is an art that we need to instill again in the younger generation. That it's not just about singing beautifully, it's also singing in a way that everyone can understand, even if you don't speak the language, right? It's singing to the heart. That's also very important. And that's the whole point of opera. So I would say that. And I'll probably touch on that at the masterclass.
Thank you so much, Maestra. Well, that would be.
Thank you, Claudia.
I would love to continue talking for hours with you, but it's not fair. Again, it is an honor to have you in Sobre Escenarios. We are looking forward to listening to you.
Thank you, Claudia. Thank you so much. Me too.